Hello and welcome. In today's episode, I want to talk about the power of our subconscious mind. Now, I've kind of made it my mission to tell every single woman in business about this because this is, without question, the number one reason why I totally transformed my business. I'm talking about going from feeling desperate for clients, working with anyone who said yes, to only working with clients who I love, who value what I do, who see the value in how much my programs cost. So if you're struggling to break through to that next level of success, I invite you to get a pen and paper and start taking notes. Because when I say this stuff transformed my life, I don't say that lightly. So we hear a lot about manifestation and visualization and thinking positively. And to be honest, I kind of concluded that this was all woo-woo stuff, almost fairy tale and wishful thinking. And I like science-backed strategies. But lately, I've been doing a lot of reading and studying, and actually, there's a heck of a lot of science that backs up that manifesting really works. Visualizing your goals as if they've already happened. So I invite you to find some quiet space and just let your mind start thinking about your future. What is your wildest dream for you and your business? And I'm not talking about what you think's possible or realistic, not what it feels like a reality. I'm talking about dreams, what you really want. If you didn't feel bad or guilty or shameful about wanting it, what would you really want? So how much would you be making? 100,000, 200,000, 500,000, a million, more? What if I said anything is possible for you? Would you believe me? Now, most people don't. Most people buy into this idea that we only have so much success, so much potential in us, that we have a ceiling on how much money we can make and how much success we can have. And almost all of us hold a bunch of beliefs that hold us back. Beliefs that make us play small and believe we can't make our dreams a reality. Yet we see it with our own eyes all around us, other women just like us who've made it big time, who are living in total abundance. Their businesses are impacting so many people, their programs sell out month after month, and they make massive amounts in their launches. And they're living your dream. Why is it? Why is it that so many other women out there can create the kind of dream you can only think about? Well, it's the beliefs in your head. I'm not good enough. I'm not experienced enough. I'm not smart enough, thin enough, likable enough. We tell ourselves that we are simply not enough, that people like us don't make that sort of money. So where do these beliefs even come from? Well, these beliefs were passed down to you. Most of the beliefs that you have that guide your life, they're not even your beliefs. Think about it. What do you believe about your ability to succeed, to make money, to make a lot of money? Where have these beliefs come from? Now, I'm going to take a gamble and say your beliefs about money, life, success, what's possible for you, sound a lot like your parents, your grandparents, your caregivers. They sound a lot like the people who live in your community. They sound a lot like the friends you surround yourself with. Am I right? We are the average of the closest 5 people in our lives. So if those people don't think it's possible to create a wildly successful business and make 6 figures, 7 figures, then chances are you don't either. And that's because we are a product of our environment. Now, this stuff that I'm telling you, it's not rocket science, but we've never been taught this, ever. I stumbled on this aged 34, and I invite you to imprint this information that I'm about to tell you on your memory, because it's the basis of changing your entire life. There's a program in your mind built by somebody else that controls your life. And you have to change that before you can create the kind of life and success that you really want. Now, there's a reason that you know exactly what you want to do, but you don't think in your wildest dreams that it will happen. And it's this faulty thinking. It's this program that's controlling your life. So imagine that your mind has two parts. So, okay, I know it's way more complicated, but we actually don't need to know all the complicated stuff to make a real transformation. We can make this super simple. So imagine your mind as a circle and then draw a line through it horizontally. The top part of your mind, so the top part of the circle that you've drawn, is your conscious thinking, your intellectual mind. So here you can use logic and you can base your decisions on facts and evidence. You can see another side to a story and you can understand other people's opinions and points of view. It's with this part of your mind that you can accept information or you can reject information. You can agree or disagree with the information that's presented you, and you can take decisions and actions accordingly. Do not underestimate the power you have to accept or reject information. I want you to write this down and commit this to memory because it is so important. You have the power to accept or reject facts, informations, and bits of information and things that come your way. Now let's look at the semicircle at the bottom. This represents your subconscious mind. This is a wildly powerful part of your mind. It's so powerful because it runs your life on autopilot for 97% of your day, using pre-programmed beliefs, habits, behaviours and thinking. Now, there's no way that your mind can filter every single bit of information that comes along. It would literally explode. So your subconscious mind creates autopilots, so you can perform tasks without really having to think about them. Imagine brushing your teeth, making a cup of tea, driving. You do these tasks pretty much without thinking, often doing other stuff as you can do it and go about your day. This process is so ingrained in us, we don't even need to think about how we change gear or how we put our indicators on. It's just so automatic. So this is an example of a pre-programmed autopilot that sits in your subconscious thinking. Now, when you're born, there is no conscious mind, no intellectual mind. Imagine the top semicircle of your diagram isn't there. You just have your subconscious mind and it is wide open. Now remember, the subconscious mind, also known as the emotional mind, has no ability to reject or accept information. Whatever you tell it, that's exactly what it believes. So growing up, your subconscious mind, the part that runs your life for 97% of the time, is wide open to the environment around it. Everything you hear, see, smell, taste, touch, that all goes in to the subconscious mind and is programmed as a truth. Not an idea, not something you might consider, but an absolute truth. So if growing up you felt not good enough, or you saw your parents struggle or argue about money, or maybe a teacher told you that you weren't good at a particular subject, or maybe your parents overspent, or you knew someone who lost it all when their business failed. Maybe growing up, you, like me, really struggled with maths and always told yourself, like, I'm useless at maths. Maybe your sibling was the intelligent one and it left you feeling not good enough. Or perhaps your parents or teachers had really high expectations of you and it left you feeling that you never quite hit the mark and you're always falling short. Maybe you grew up in a disadvantaged area where the whole neighbourhood struggled with money. Maybe your parents told you that money doesn't grow on trees and success is hard work and lots of hours. That people with money are flashy or greedy or bad. Maybe you know somebody with lots of money who isn't a nice person. And all of this information, all of these experiences you had fly straight into your subconscious thinking as a fact. You can't reject or accept this information. It programs itself without you having any say right into that subconscious mind. You can't use any logic or perception or facts. This information gets locked in without you having any say. I'm not good enough, there as a fact. People like me don't make that much money, in there, locked in as a fact. I'm not intelligent. All stories, but stored as facts. And even though they couldn't be further from the truth, it doesn't matter. They are stored as truths because our subconscious mind believes what we tell it. And as you get older, your conscious mind starts to mature, but it's not fully formed until you're in your 30s. So for the first 30 years, your mind is pretty much open to all of this noise. These untruths, big fat lies flying into your mind about yourself, your ability, your worth, how the world works, all flying in as facts. And by the time you get to early adulthood, your mind is already programmed with beliefs about yourself, the world you live in, and what's possible for you. So I'm not good enough. People like me don't make that sort of money. I'm not good enough. It's not possible for me because I'm not smart enough. I'm not intelligent enough. I'm not attractive enough, skinny enough, funny enough. All of these incorrect beliefs programmed in as if they were truths. Because remember, a thought is just a thought. It is not the truth. So when you think about starting a business, for example, or scaling it or stepping out your comfort zone, your subconscious mind, that we operate in 97% of our day, gives you a rundown of all the pre-programmed beliefs that are in your subconscious mind. You can't do that, you don't have a degree, you can't make it, you don't know what to do, you're not good enough, you're not clever enough, you're not very good with money. All of these pre-programmed beliefs and thoughts pop up. So you start to feel bad that you're not good enough, that you lack somehow, that you're not up to scratch. So we start comparing ourselves to other people on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, which deepens these beliefs that you're not good enough, you're not as good as them. With all of these incredibly powerful emotions running through your mind, there's no wonder you don't take action. Because subconsciously, you've already decided that it's not possible for you. And you have a whole heap of evidence that backs up this decision, just sat in your subconscious thinking. So you don't take action. You can think consciously and intelligently, using your higher faculties, about how you'd grow your business, what you'd need to do to make more money. But if those ideas don't match the beliefs that subconsciously you hold, that emotionally you hold, you simply won't take action. Because your subconscious mind is an emotional mind, and it's way more powerful than your conscious mind. And this explains why we don't do the things that we really want to do, that we know we need to do. We want to launch a membership or a new program or even start a business. Like logically, we can see how this might happen and what we need to do. Like we can see it all, but subconsciously deep down, we don't believe it's possible. So you sabotage yourself before you've even got started. So you might think about launching a course, but if you don't feel like you have enough knowledge, you don't create it. Or worse still, you create it, you create all the materials, spend hours making it amazing, but because you don't believe you're good enough or you have enough knowledge, you don't go out and sell it. Maybe you want to start a podcast, but your fear is that you will look daft and stupid and nobody will listen because you feel like you're not good enough or you're boring or you don't have anything interesting to say. All of these beliefs sitting in your subconscious like faulty wiring, all determining the action you take and ultimately your success. So you end up concluding, well, that your podcast would be a flop. So why even bother trying? Well, it's time to stop all of that because the good news is you can rewire your subconscious thinking. You can actually take out these faulty programs, these out-of-date beliefs that hold you back, and you can replace them with new beliefs. You literally replace, I can't make that sort of money. I can't make money with ease. And you replace it with, I can do all of these things. I can make that much money. You replace, I can't launch a course with, I'm able to accomplish anything. And this isn't wishful thinking. This is science, and it's called brain plasticity. So I invite you to grab a big piece of paper when you have some quiet time and write out your goals. I'm talking about the goals that you really want. And then ask yourself, is this possible for me? And make a note of everything that comes up. Write down everything that little voice inside you, that little gremlin tells you. And don't try and reason or change it. Just simply write them down. All the, I'm not good enough, I need more experience. All the doubts, write them down. Then go through them line by line and work out if there's any truth to these beliefs. Now, if there is, great. Identify what the gap is. Is it a knowledge gap? Great. Then work out how you overcome that. Do you need to do a course? Get a book, watch a YouTube video, and then take action. You will inevitably find that most of these gremlins that pop up are untruths. Lies that you've been telling yourself about what's possible for you. These thoughts are limiting your success. So it's time to change them. And this is the exciting bit. This is writing out this new story. What do you want to believe about yourself moving forward? How do you want to be showing up? What views and beliefs do you want about your success and your ability to earn money and your self-worth? Create a new blueprint for that person you will become. And write it out and keep writing until you have nothing left to write. And this is your new blueprint. So every time you have a moment where, a wobble moment or a moment of self-doubt, right before, you're about to do something, I want you to tell yourself about this new blueprint. Get this new blueprint out and ask yourself, am I living by my old story, the story that's full of lies, or am I living on purpose, in line with this new blueprint that I've created? If not, if you're not doing that, don't beat yourself up. just simply get back on track and start living by your new truths, your new values, and this new blueprint. And eventually, you won't have to keep referring to this new blueprint you've created. It will just become your normal way of life, your normal thinking. And just how much more success would you have if you lived that way? Imagine working with all of those lovely clients who value what you do, where you are rewarded financially, like quibble free. Imagine the difference in your life and your relationships now that you're successful and financially free, without all of that worry and self-doubt holding you back. And that is the power of mindset. And you have all the power right there in your hands. So give it a go. Get out that paper and start writing. You will feel so much lighter after you've done this. Now let me know how you get on. I love hearing from you. So drop me an email or find me on social media and drop me a DM. I'll put all of my links in the show notes. And of course, if you've loved this episode and know someone who would benefit from listening to this week's podcast, then please do send them the link. And make sure you subscribe to the Cup of Confidence podcast so you never miss an episode. Take care and have an amazing day. Enjoy, prosper, and go make magic, and tune in next week. Ta-ra for now.